do we have next? Preference? We rolling? Will we rolling? No.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's really a pleasure to have the support of all of you. I have had, and maybe you can come back here and maybe I can use the mic here. So thank you all for showing up on such a short notice. The people behind me, they are fighting for this cause. They are fighting for impeachment, and they all had like maybe a few hours of notice to come here. And I thank them for their support. Like I have gotten the support of many of the people across America, across my district. I've had 14 in-person town halls. I have had tele-town halls that were attended by 11,000 people each time. And I've heard it loud and clear. People see this president has conducted impeachable misconduct. This president and his actions have been unconstitutional. This president has broken the law. He has abused the power of his office multiple times. Just as we speak here today, he is in Qatar, in a foreign country, boasting about a gift that he is getting, a palace-like aircraft that he wants to retrofit as Air Force One. And think about it. Think about it. A president of the United States going to a foreign country, a country whose kings and princes have supported and funded terroristic activities. A country that has business dealings with his residents' families, whether it's golf courses or hotels. There are actual business dealings that are happening in between the Trump family members and this foreign country. Now the foreign country wants to give him a $400 million gift. Why are they doing that? Does anybody wonder? It's just because they're just nice, kind people. They're just generous people. Or they want something in return. Is this a payment for something? And a president accepting that as if this is normal? Mr. President, this is not normal. This is not how America works. This is not what our Constitution works. And it's time for one of us, somebody, you all, we all, it's time for us to stand up and say, this is an impeachable conduct. Congress has the power to impeach the President of the United States. President is not a king. We don't have kings. We have presidents, and they are bound by the oath of office that they take. They're bound by the U.S. Constitution. Look, when I became member of Congress, I took an oath to protect and defend the U.S. Constitution. So did Mr. Trump. And just in the 100 days or so, every week, we see this president violate his oath. Every week, we see his acts, his talk, his actions, his executive orders defying the U.S. Constitution. When he sent Gilmer Garcia to El Salvador, no due process. He has sent hundreds and hundreds of people, afforded them no due process. It is the due process is the fundamental pillar of our republic, and it's a fundamental pillar of our democracy. He has violated. So for sake of time, I am not going to go through the number of crimes that Donald Trump has committed since day one, whether it's bribery, whether it's corruption, taking power from Congress, creating an unlawful office in DOJ, violating First Amendment rights, ignoring due process, and finally refusing to abide by the Supreme Court order, a unanimous Supreme Court order. He said, I can do it. I can do it. All I have to do is make a phone call, but I won't do it. But I won't do it. I won't follow the orders of the Supreme Court, is what he said. I have spoken with Americans all over the country, and they ask me, what will you do as President Trump continues his unconstitutional activities? What will you do? What will you do? That's what the question I get asked all over the country. That's the question I get asked in Detroit, in Grosse Pointe, in downriver Detroit, all over the place. They ask me, what will you do, Congressman? Mr. President is violating his oath of office. Mr. President is undoing unconstitutional activities. What will you do? What will you do? When he goes and attacks the media who attacks him, he goes and attacks the law firms that prosecuted cases against him. He goes and makes a deal for free pro bono services from the legal firms as a giveaway or negotiates a deal with these people. The fact of the matter is the president has committed crime after crime. I'm not concerned about whether this is the right time to do this. You know, many people in my party and elsewhere say, is this the right time to do this? Is this the right time to do this? Yeah. I mean, people all over the country are saying this is the right time to do it. People ask me, Congressman Thanedar, are you going to win this vote? You never know. But in the history, if we only fought for the causes where we were absolutely sure we are going to win, we would not have fought for abolition of slavery. We would not have fought for uh, women's voting rights for women. We would not fought for so many changes happened because people stood up. Because somebody started it, right? Somebody started it, a movement. Somebody had a thought, felt this is unjust, felt we need to go fight this, and that one person, it just starts with one person, and then you start getting the support of the other people, and then it continues. So those who are asking me, is this the right time to do it? I say it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. It's never, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And we stand with the American people as we fight this president every day. Every day, every action that he takes that is unconstitutional, illegal, we are going to stand up and fight this, not worrying about the consequences, not worrying about what will happen, not worrying about the dozens of calls I get, threatening calls I get, not worrying about the calls I get at my home. And unfortunately, my wife, it scares my wife when she takes these calls. But we can't worry about this intimidation. This president, after I filed these articles, came to my state and called me a lunatic. The very 2 days later, I was tired. I had worked all day and I was sleeping. I had a nice 9 hour sleep that day. But Mr. President apparently was awake at midnight and he tweeted a long tweet asking Congress and the Speaker to expel me from the United States Congress. So is there intimidation? There will be. There will be. There will be intimidation. And there will be people who would say this is not politically right. There will be people that would say the polls is telling us otherwise. Mr. Congressman, don't act. We're going to hear all of that. We're going to hear all of that. You'll hear a ton of reasons why not to hold this president accountable. We're going to hear a ton of reasons from both sides of the aisle. But we are going to press ahead because we believe this is the right thing to do. We believe this is absolutely the right time. This is absolutely the right thing to do. And it is not too soon to ensure that this president, hears our concerns. This president hears American people's concerns. So we are going to be fighting this president in the United States courts when he does illegal, unconstitutional executive orders. We are going to do that. We continue to do that. We have a number of wins. The courts have asked him to reverse many of his actions. So we continue to do that. We're going to continue to fight him in the United States Congress. Legislatively, we're going to do this. Look, we're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep doing this. Will I succeed this week? Maybe not. But we'll continue to do this until we have a victory. Right? We'll continue to fight until we have a victory, until we remove this president from office for his unconstitutional, illegal, impeachable misconduct. We are going to continue. We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up for any kind of pressure to do that. And we are going to work with the people of the United States because the truth still matters. The truth still matters. And I'm going to ask and appeal to my colleagues on the Democratic side to stand behind me in supporting. I have not heard a single member of Congress from the Democratic side tell me that this president has not done impeachable conduct. Not one. not one person, not one member of Congress from the Democratic side had told me, Shri, this is Watergate happening every week. This is not even questionable. There is no question in people's mind, no question in member of Congress's mind that he's doing impeachable activity. This is not any subtle thing. It's not like technicalities. It's a blatant violation of his and abuse of power, blatant violation of his constitutional duties. There is no doubt about it, and not a single member of Democratic Party. You can ask even some Democrats are party lunatic, just like the president has party lunatic. But they have never said, nobody has said to me, Mr. Thanedar, the 7 articles of impeachment that you presented to the U.S. Congress, they're piece of shit. They're not good. You missed the point. They're not legally right. They didn't do that. No one says that. No one has, even Mr. President and all his supporters has never come back to me and say, here are the reasons why each of your article is incorrect. They have not told me that. Don't have an argument, but they talk about my hair. They talk about my hair. They talk about my appearance. They talk about where I was born. They talk about everything, my looks. They talk about my age. They talk about why I should be deported back to the country where I was born. They talk about my past business dealings and they distort my business record. They do everything except telling me that my articles are wrong. They have not said that. So I would like to see every Democratic member of Congress to support my impeachment bill, my resolution 353. I appeal to all members of Congress, but particularly I appeal to all members of the Democratic Party to stand behind me united, to oppose and send a message to this Congress, to this president. I also ask my Republican colleagues, a few of them privately talk about the misconduct. Some of them even publicly are talking about, even the MAGA people are now talking about the plane that he is getting, the gift that he's getting from Qatar. These are people who funded terroristic activities. Some of them may have even funded the 9/11 attack on the United States. These are not our friends. But this president is so gullible, he's so naive. You praise him, you give him a gift, and then he is your friend. He'll do anything for you. When you go stand up against him, talk about unconstitutional activities, he calls you lunatic. So that's how he is a third grade behavior. That is how he behaves. You give him a gift, you speak nice things about him, he'll do anything you want. But you stand up here and say, Mr. President, you're breaking the law, he will go after you. He'll go after me, his supporters will go after me. So that is really what we're doing. We will continue to march ahead. We will continue. I have a lot of pressure to not do this. I have a lot of pressure to go away. Don't show up for this vote. I have a lot of pressure from all sides. But we cannot back down. We got to stand firm and we got to go ahead with this vote. And I urge my Democratic colleagues to support me. I urge my Republican colleagues in Congress. Think about our country. Think about the oath of office, Mr. Republican Congress people you took. Think about your obligation to your constituents. Think about that. Think about that. Just, it's not a cult, You don't have to, obey this president when he does illegal, unconstitutional activities. Look into your conscience, grow a conscience. No tensions. That's what I would tell my Republican colleagues. All I need is a few, maybe 4 Republicans to look inside their heart, look inside in the eyes of their constituents, and make the right decision. Make the right decision. That's all it's going to take to impeach this president. I will continue to go forward, continue to work hard, and make this happen. One more point before I end. One more point. Another argument against impeachment at this time is, hey, we have other important things to talk about. We're going to talk about the $331 billion that Republicans want to cut from the nutritional program. Taking money away from the $6 a day the poor, the hungry get to feed themselves, and they want to take that money away. They're chipping at it. And we got to protest that. And yes, we do. And last night I was at the Agriculture Committee meetings almost till midnight, fighting for that, talking about the why these cuts should not be done, why we should not be cutting poor people's nutritional allowance to give tax break to the rich. I'm fighting for that, and I'm fighting for the cuts in Medicaid. They want $880 billion cut from the Medicaid. You know what that's going to do is they're going to put 14 million people out of healthcare. Out of healthcare. People are going to die because of this decision. Hundreds and thousands of people, American people, are going to die because if this bill passes and they make these cuts. Thousands of people are going to not have the food they need to eat because of their Medicaid and their SNAP cuts. So we got to fight that. But what I feel is that we have the bandwidth to fight on all of this front. We don't need to take one fight at a time. We can fight this administration on all of these. And that's no reason not to act today on these unconstitutional activities. Just 100 and whatever days, this president has violated the Constitution. He has abused the power, and it's never too soon to talk about. Thank you all for coming here. Thank you all for your support. And you give me the energy I need. My constituents give me the energy that I need. And when I get attacked from the right wing and the MAGA, I look up to you and I see your support. I see your love. And that gets me going. So thank you all for joining us.
Impeach!
Are you afraid that this is gonna potentially might help the president, like give him, might have having the opposite effect that you're actually trying to get?
Well, look, I'm not so worried about the consequences. I'm just focused on doing the right thing. And the question really is.
So you're not focused on the consequences?
I am not focused on what he will use or not use. If I don't press for this, he will feel that he has a free pass to continue to violate the Constitution. So no matter what, this president will try to take advantage of any situation. But the right thing to do here is call out for his impeachable conduct. The right thing to do here is say he has broken the law. And that's what I'm doing.
Can you talk a little bit about supporters here today and who's here to support you? And second, can you talk about your strategy going forward and next steps?
Yes. So I think our supporters are, there are a couple of groups, nonprofit groups that are supporting this. I guess one of the group is Mayday Group, right? And the other one is, and some of them are individuals. They just came here. This is a very short notice. We didn't know about this press conference until less than 24 hours ago. We planned this. So this is a short notice, but they showed up. But do you go to Wyandotte? The other day I was in Wyandotte, Michigan, and there were 400 people holding signs like this, coming and at the rally. It's happening all over America. People are demanding that this president be held responsible. My strategy is simple. I'm going to use every possible means to fight this president, fight his unconstitutional activities. This is just one of the many tools, but I'm sending a message. I'm sending a message. This is the start of the movement. Look, like the Medicare for all. Do we have the votes to pass that today? No. But Bernie Sanders, my friend, Senator Bernie Sanders, we talked about Medicare for all for a long time, for decades. And sometimes it takes a long time when you start a movement to finish that and get a victory. But we got to start, and we got to start today. It's not too early to start that, and that's my strategy.
Has Democratic leadership communicated anything to you, whether to move forward or not?
Well, the leadership really want to not move forward with this. They want to focus on, and you heard Chair Aguilar has said publicly that this is not the time to do it. So that's the opinion of the leadership, that this is the time for them, that they want to focus on Medicaid, they want to focus on the cruel cuts on SNAP and the benefits, nutritional program. They want to focus on the budget and the appropriations, and they want to focus on other issues, which is fine. I just tell them that, hey, we can do that, and we can do this as well. Yeah.
Has been impeached before. It doesn't seem to have changed his behavior, his actions, or what. I know you say you're sending a message, but are you convinced that this is new?
Well, we got to keep trying. If we don't do anything, he will look at as a free pass to continue to do. He is totally unhinged. He's in his second term, and he doesn't know that, but it is his last term. Right, and so he's unhinged. So he is even more bolder. He's much more bolder to pursue his unethical, illegal activities. And if we can go around the country and use this momentum that we now have to fight against this president, maybe the American people would send him a strong message in November of 2026, and maybe that will. But we got to start somewhere to let people. Look what happened in Wisconsin. People send him a strong message. So the way continue to fight, he will get a message. He will continue to get a message. Already the polls are showing his approval rating is the lowest in the last 70 years of any president in his end of his first 100 days. So we have multiple ways to send a message. This is one of the many ways we are doing that.
So President Trump won 13 House Democratic congressional districts, being close to winning more than one. Since Trump had any mistakes about making for Democratic colleagues in battleground districts.
Well, look, we got to stand. We got to take a stand. Look, in Congress, as a member of Congress, we take hard votes every day. Every day there is a hard vote to take. That's my job. That's our job, to take a hard vote. They just need to look into not what plays well in politically, not what the polls are saying. We got to do the right thing. That's what you sent us to. People send us to Washington, D.C. to do the right thing. And we can't worry about that. We can worry. And this is the same problem Republican borderline, frontline people would have. They have to make those decisions as well. And it's about time we stand up and say, yes, this president has conducted impeachable offenses, or he has not. And just we get paid. We get sent here. It's the honor of serving in the United States Congress is that we make tough decisions, we take tough votes, and we can't shy away from that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here on such a short notice. If there's any informal questions, I'll be happy to answer. But I will continue to focus on my duties to fight Medicaid and right after this, I will be going and spending all day at the Agriculture Committee fighting on the cuts in the SNAP program. So I am not giving up my fight for saving Medicaid. I'm not giving up my fight to save Social Security. I'm not giving up my fight to fight for the SNAP benefits. I'll continue all of these fights and I'll continue to work hard. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Can we get a group photo? Yeah. You got photos?
Yeah.
You? And for everything. For 10:30 for now, for the 10:30, for the 12:30.